What's up, everybody? So I ain't really filmed in a little while. It ain't been much to film. But y'all see how these sweet potatoes are looking? I never did cover them all them nights of cold. It still really didn't kill them all the way. But that's okay with me. I'm going to go ahead and my plan is to dig those maybe tomorrow. I was going to dig them today, but we got some rain last night. And I prefer to dig them when the ground is a little bit drier. Just a little bit. Green's looking fine. The callow's turning red. Y'all see it? But I'm going to pull that little callaloo up. It never really did do. I think I stunned that. I did something to it. I don't know. I got some more seeds, though. Them were normal little seeds. This one up here in the front, I need to harvest. These gonna be my holiday greens. I probably should have harvested them really before now. Cause see how some of these leaves up in here, which on college, they shed leaves anyway. Some of the older stuff, but maybe it wouldn't shed as much. I don't know, but it's all good. Cause y'all see, I got yellow all up in here. I got yellow, all these yellow leaves, but it's still plenty to harvest though. I'm just taking some of this stuff out of there. So yeah, them feel kind of tough. Anyway, but anyway, yeah, I'm gonna harvest those and let them come on back strong. And then let's see over here. My watermelons. I don't know if I filmed a video and lost some footage, but I can't. Anyway, I pulled the vines up on the watermelons. I ate the last of the watermelons, pulled the vines up, and the peanuts is still down here. I planted garlic down in these holes a while ago, and if y'all can see, it's garlic in all of them, but they just coming up at different times. Your garlic is going to grow roots first before it starts peeping out. Then this is some onion here. But a lot of this stuff, see, this one is just barely, see if I can get out of the way of the light. You can see it's just coming up. This one is just coming up. This one is just coming up. This one. But it's garlic in all of them. And I have checked them recently. They should come up fairly soon. Yesterday I actually filmed and uncovered everything, but then my phone went haywire and it didn't save the video. So I did uncover all of this. Mostly everything was fine. Just a little frost damage here and there. See, like here, some of this stuff that's dangling, frost damage. But these tomatoes, they're not gonna care. That little stuff is gonna drop off. It's gonna keep on growing. We're going back up into the 60s in the days, and at nights it's supposed to be in the 40s and 50s. So it's not like this stuff is, it's just, if it was gonna keep getting below freezing, I was gonna go ahead and just pull stuff, because all this just keeping it covered and waiting. My peppers, they did fine. You can see it's plenty of little orange peppers on there. These greens over here did fabulous. Growing back. Look how big these leaves are. Y'all seen that 1,000 head kale? That's not 1,000 head kale. I don't know what this is, but I'm not crazy. 1,000 head kale is a hybrid of some sort. This garlic loves the cold because it just grew. And I think that's what garlic, like when it really starts to put on its tops and stuff. And I've heard that you need a decent cold snap for the garlic to really, for the cloves to really separate. It's easier to get that in the north than it is in the south. Let me uncover that. I need to pick up my frost cloth, y'all. I just pulled them off and just left them. But yeah, so much of this pepper is fine. My fish peppers were fine. My eggplant does not like this cold. But I'm going to take all these damaged leaves off, like all these frostbitten leaves. I'm going to take them all off because it's actually starting to branch. And I think, see how it's kind of starting to put out Little bitty new leaves. So I'm thinking when it warms up decently, look how pretty that pepper is. It's kind of green on that side, but my fish pepper's not really blooming, but it does have peppers on it. It does have peppers. Ooh, some of those have dried on the plant. I need to get those off. Maybe that's why it's not blooming. Part of the reason I didn't see these. And they just dried. I bet you seeds in there. Make sure I put that in my pocket. Because I'm going to try to get y'all these fish pepper seeds if I don't get nothing else to y'all. The Scotch bonnets are doing just fine. Can y'all just see the sheer number of Scotch bonnets? Ooh. I mean, they everywhere. Those mini San Marzanos, I'm going to see, can I show y'all? Can y'all see all these tomatoes right in here? That's ridiculous. And then like if I lift just all of that, all them down in there. Now look, y'all look close now. Y'all see? Cluster, cluster, cluster. Just tomatoes. I mean, and because they're green, and this is a better representation of what the trusses will look like. So you'll get trusses of about 8 to 10 tomatoes. So if y'all want this mini San Marzano, if you can't, and y'all know I just grew them from the ones in the store. I bought them suckers at Walmart. They in the produce section in a little bag. They say mini San Marzanos. If you didn't see the video, go back and see the video where I just squeezed some of the seeds out onto the soil. I didn't dry them. I didn't do anything. I just squeezed them out and grew them. And that's, you know what I'm saying? But I do have them. This tomato, I think I'm going to let go. It's got quite a bit of frost damage, but it did put on a decent amount of tomatoes. And these are actually kind of cute. What I may do is take some of these tomatoes and just throw them down there and let them volunteer. But y'all see how my sugar snaps, these are looking. And then all of these are sugar snaps. Let me actually show on to the peas. Those are the peas that I sowed. That tomato is actually okay over there. It did get a little frost damage, but for the most part, it's okay. Peas look worse for wear. I probably will pull those down very soon. My beans actually did okay. I was happy to get them uncovered again. They did get a little frost damage, but going back up to the 60s and beans grow so fast, I'm probably just gonna put a little I got some of these brassica leaves, those yellow ones that I take off. I put them in my water, so I got some little tea back there I can put on them, and they'll probably speed them on up, and they'll go ahead and make some peas while it's warm. We're warm enough to do so. This little pepper, believe it or not, this cold didn't kill this okra. I mean, it's not doing fabulously, but it didn't kill it. Y'all see down in here, I have a yellow. Now this looks like a scotchy, but it's not. It's actually sweet. And this one that broke off, it just continued to branch. I don't think this one ever made peppers yet. This one either, because it was so small. But y'all remember the branch that I broke off? Now I buried some over here and they look a mess, but I never did cover them. So y'all just keep that in mind. Oh, my roselle did not die in the cold. Matter of fact, it kept on blooming. Even these little leaves out here, which if you've ever felt these leaves, they are pretty tough. They're not real tender leaves. This is an okra family, so it's a pretty tough plant, but y'all can see all of that. And then look here, all of these. I'm gonna have to harvest all these. So I will be able to get like a third harvest off. Ooh, them acorns sound like bullets. Ooh. Has anybody ever been hit by an acorn falling from the tree? Baby, it does not feel good. So my mulberry is still looking the same. I'm surprised this doesn't look worse for wear. The other ones over there got frost damage. My gooseberry shedding its leaves, that's normal. This mulberry, which is supposed to be a Pakistan mulberry, it hasn't dropped its leaves, and this is a white mulberry. That's a male. I'm gonna hack that thing down to the ground, because that's a straight male and it's not going to make any fruit. So let me come back here and show y'all, because I do have a couple of little developments. But yeah, I hadn't really been filming because, I mean, Charlie got nothing to film. Like, I just had everything covered up, and I hadn't had the water. It rained a couple of times, and Yeah, everything's been covered up for the better part of a week. So as you can see, my frost cloths are literally in the ground. I need to pick those up. Like I said, I was filming and uncovering as I was going, trying to show y'all in the video, didn't save. So here I am back out here today filming it again. So this is my pigeon pea. I know y'all see this leaning, but this is more leaning because of the cloth I had on it. Just like this over here too. It's leaning because of the cloth. Now if you see these little white crispy leaves, that's from frost damage, but that's the old frost damage. Up here I don't see any new frost damage, which was a good thing. But I may cut this pigeon pea. Yeah, Garfield, what's up? But yeah, I may cut that pigeon pea and make it branch a little more. This one I already broke off a while ago. That piece broke off a while ago. So I may make that a clean cut so it's not as ugly. Garfield be all in between your legs. You can't hardly walk without feeling like you're gonna crush him. So here go my kumquats. They're getting nice and plump and fat. Kumquats will get bigger than this, but I understand my tree's not that big. So when they get fully orange, I will taste those for y'all. My herb garden actually did good. My basil got some frost damage, but it's Sir, stop rubbing on that. That doesn't belong to you. Anyway, sir, what do you want? Watch my trees, okay? Watch my trees. Look at this. This leaf had the leaf miners going to work. I usually don't pull them off, but good Lord. Look at this. What's been eating? You know what's been doing this? Those bugs. They cut their leaf cutters. They cut these circles out of here and go make their little cocoons. When you see them little pieces of leaf folded up and you open them up, they be in there. But at least it's putting on some new growth right here. I don't even know what to say about that. That's pitiful. Anyway, Angela, this. Oh, you don't want me to show how you attacking my leg, huh? Angela, these your kumquats. I know Angela told me a long time ago she wanted kumquat to email her about it. And, well, I still have your kumquats. They're doing lovely. There are 3 in there. 3 little babies. This is probably the biggest one. And don't be fooled by how small it is. It will get bigger. Garfield. Now you want to bathe. I just cannot. Anyway, so the sweet potatoes up here, persimmon lost all its little leaves. You quit attacking my leg. This thing look like the Charlie Brown tree. Oh, the Charlie Brown tree will take me out though. So the sweet potatoes, and then you can see I had a regular potato in here that done sprouted. But the sweet potatoes don't look that great. It is that ant mound. What? Don't get in ants, baby. You see how he do? That ant mound. There's still some ants in there, but it was good and active yesterday. I disturbed it, so maybe don't get in those ants. You're gonna be itching. So the sweet potatoes, they look worse for wear, but I'm not gonna pull them up because I know it's no potatoes up under there. I dug around a little bit. It's just really good root system. It was some tiny little potatoes. I mean, so tiny you can't do nothing with. So I'm not gonna worry about those. Come on, take us to the greenhouse, Garfield. Come on, buddy. So I went in the greenhouse earlier, and well, let me show y'all this first because I've never shown you. Well, I've shown it to you before, but I've never really talked about it. So the grapes back here, they're losing their leaves. I'm probably gonna dig these grapes up and put them somewhere else. This is the leaves for them. So when your grapes are looking like that, it ain't nothing wrong with them. They just going dormant. You can see my muscadines over here doing the same thing, going dormant. But you see this right here? So this is a wine palm or a wine sap palm. I have to look it up. But let me tell you something. I'm going to dig that out of there. What happened is the pot that I planted my muscadines in, I thought I got all of these out, and this didn't germinate until it got over here. I have 2 more of those in the greenhouse, and let me tell you about them. So they're the only, really the only coconut that you can grow outside of the tropics. They are cold hardy. They will survive snow because where they're native to, I think it gets snow. Um, but yeah, I think they're called a wine sap palm, or I'll look it up. But they make a tiny coconut that's about that big. The coconuts, and it looks just like a coconut. It has coconut water in it like a coconut. It tastes like a coconut. So I bought a bunch of them. You can buy them online. You can buy them by the 50s. And you pretty much just put them under the dirt and you have to wait to see if they germinate. Now, my first go around, they didn't germinate because they claimed, the dude that sold them to me claims, well, oh, I never crack them. But it has a hard shell like a coconut. And it's going to be very, very hard for that endosperm, which is, when the root comes out, it's going to be very hard for that to come out of that hard coconut-like shell. So when they didn't come up after about 6 months, I dug them all up, and a lot of them had rotted, but the shell hadn't cracked. So the ones that weren't rotten, I cracked the shells, put them all back in the dirt, and I had 3 of them. Well, 2 came up, and then that one came up after it got over there. So these are the other 2. That's one, and there's one right in there. But I'm telling you, the coconut, they're absolutely delicious. If you just buy the things online, you can just eat them. Eat the coconut part. You don't even have to plant them if you don't want to. But I think I bought like 50 of them for $6. But that lets you know how, I think if I had cracked all of them from jump, I think way more would have germinated. But if you do live in a cold climate and you kind of want to grow a palm, or even if you just want to grow it for the palm, they make beautiful palms. But I'm going to tell you that they're slow growing, but they get huge. If you ever look at one, like this guy has one in his yard in California, and I think it's like 60 years old, and it is so freaking huge. It's unbelievable. But you can see that my Jamaican cherry is still good. My papaya doesn't look great because I had this plastic draped over it as double protection, so it was like a greenhouse in a greenhouse. But everything else is fine. I just watered in here, so if you're wondering why the leaves look droopy and stuff, it's because the water's on them, and I just watered. Those branches that I broke off for the peppers up front, that's them. They haven't rooted yet, but they didn't droop, not one bit. So I'm hoping that those root, and maybe I'll have more peppers. So I'm gonna zip Garfield up in there. He can get out. Don't worry, y'all. So I think my neighbor is finally hauling off the scrap, but I think he's only put like 1 or 2 stoves on there, and he's got like 20 or 30. Child, ain't nobody got to him. He be doing too much. Well, it's really not my neighbor, it's his son, but he be doing too much. So this is the newest thing I've acquired. So I wanted to protect my bananas and stuff better, and so I bought this on Amazon, and I think I'm gonna buy another one to go over where the pigeon peas are. But the frame on this is really good, but I'm sure the plastic will rip at some point. Oh my God, it's so warm in here. It feels so good. But you know what I'm gonna do? This is really not up as far as it's supposed to be, because the freaking thingy doesn't fit. The thingy doesn't fit, but it's all good. But anyway, it's very, very warm in here. So I have the turmeric. I know this looks like a cluster, but I have the turmeric, the bananas, the ginger, everything covered. I didn't have to cover the turmeric and the bananas. I mean the turmeric and the ginger. I didn't have to cover that. I could have just let that die back. But I wanted to make sure I protected my bananas, because I will never get bananas if I keep letting these things die back to the ground. It'll just never happen. So I had to cover that. So I think that's the last thing that I wanted. Oh, y'all bear with me. That's the last thing I wanted to kind of show y'all. Was this. Oh no, I have one more thing I can show y'all. Lord, my neighbor he can't really drive. even though he been driving for forever. And then he got a trailer hooked up, so it's so these over here is all my sugar snaps that I planted. They all germinated. I didn't cover anything, no frost damage. You can see how pretty they look. And then the longevity spinach, I didn't cover it either. I only got, this is a branch that broke off that I put in the ground, so I'm hoping that it'll root. If it doesn't root, it's fine, but it may root. But yeah, so this is what I got going on after the frost, y'all. I still need to, there's a lot of stuff I need to do. I'm gonna get one more of those to put over there, to put over my pigeon peas, guamati, and guava, because I don't want that stuff if it dips back below freezing. I actually want it to be as warm. When I went in there just then, it was at least, it's like 80 degrees in this thing when I went in there, which is great. It's absolutely amazing that it's 80 degrees in here. I do need to stake it and attach it down. See, it has loops here for you to do that. And I do need to do that so that if there are any heavy winds or anything. But we did get a little bit of rain last night, and it rained on it a little, and it's fine. But like I said, it comes with these attachments. It comes with some things that you screw into the ground. So I'm going to screw those into the ground. And it also comes with, there's some rope in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. But it comes with all that little stuff. So I'm going to, attach that down to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And I'm going to get one more for over there. Because I really didn't understand how big it was going to be. But now that I see it, I think it's big enough for me to cover. One of them can cover all 6 of those, especially if I scoot them all together. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what's been going on after the frost and the little bit of new stuff I have going on in the garden. Y'all stay tuned because I have a greens harvest video. Seems y'all love those. And I have sweet potato harvest videos, which the algorithm tells me people love those as well. So anyway, don't mind me as I get stuff off my shed. But till next time, me and Garfield, we'll see you guys later.